Springtime on the Loco lake, there's lots of methods can work. This is a big lake and there's all sorts of different ways to fish. What I would tend to do is look at what the fish are telling you. Sometimes the carp and F1s will be up shallow and you'll see them moving about shallow. And on these type of days you can catch fishing out into the lake maybe 13-14 metres, either with casters or pellets. Shallow can be a good way to catch the fish. If the fish are not showing, often they're down on the bottom, so a feeder out at distance, either a method feeder or a scoop pellet type feeder, can be good to catch the fish as well. Worms can also work well in the springtime, and if you're feeding casters out long and catching some fish shallow, it's also worth considering that them casters will also be getting to the bottom. And fishing with chopped worm down through the casters onto the bottom is a great way to fish to catch everything. I've had a couple of really big weights of skimmers on this lake mixed in among the carp in springtime, and it's fantastic fishing. Catching skimmers up to £3 is a great way to build a weight. So there's all sorts of fish to look at. Also the carp can suddenly turn up as well in the springtime, and some of these fish run to quite big quality size. The £15 and even up to £17-18 is a possibility that you could hook these sizes of fish. Now these fish will start to come into the margins. Once you get into springtime, the margins are also somewhere where the fish will come and want to feed in the later stages of a match. Often ground bait and maggots works well on this line, and fishing with bunches of maggots on quite a big hook. You can fish a size 14 or even a 12 with a bunch of maggots. We'll catch these fish in the margins. So there's lots of things to consider once it gets to springtime. Waggler can also work as well, feeding 8mm pellets. If you can see the fish are moving about up shallow, a waggler can also work very well on this lake. You don't want a massive waggler, a 4 or 5 gram shallow waggler to catch these fish will be good. Feeding 8mm pellets out at a distance where you can feed them accurately is a great way to fish. So there's all sorts of methods to consider in the springtime. But just look at the fish will tell you where they are. If you can see them up shallow, you'll catch them, I'm sure. So just think about what's happening on the day that you're fishing. Pressure can also make a big difference, air pressure. Sometimes the fish want to be up, sometimes they're on the bottom. So really think about this lake before you set up and start fishing.